Blwyddyn newydd. I haven't seen you since Christmas Eve.
I know.
That feels both yesterday and 3 years ago.
Oh, we're still in the same season. I mean, you've got all your sparklers up. You've got all of your glitter up. You've got all of your lights up. Well done.
Which has blown my mind. You've come in, you're celebrating this. You're like, no, not yet, not yet. And now here we are after the 6th, when people like the 12 days and people are like, go, you got to get decorations down.
Not at all. Don't take your decorations down until Candlemas, February the 2nd. The Christmas season is with us. It's a sequence of showings. They're called theophanies. The first of which is the fact that Christ himself came as a baby, and then he's taken to the temple and his name is revealed. And right at the moment, we're in the middle of this theophany called the Epiphany, when a group of travelers from the East, we don't know if there were 3. We know there were 3 gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, but we don't know if there were 3 of them. Actually, I mean, there could have been a crowd. There could have been dozens turned up to see the baby Jesus when he was about 2 years old, still living in Bethlehem with mum and dad, not able to move because the Roman authorities had imposed this census and were stopping people from traveling around the country. But actually, I'm not going to talk about Jesus, and I'm not going to talk about Mary, and I'm not going to talk about Joseph. I'm not even going to talk about Caspar, Melchior, and Balthazar, the so-called 3 kings. I'm going to talk about the extra special visitor, and it's Toby that I've got to thank.
Oh.
Because when he did the weather bulletin just before we came on air this morning, he said that tonight is going to be a clear night with only a little bit of cloud. And it's the perfect night to go into your back garden in the dark and look up at the stars. Do me a favor. Put your thumb up against the sky, and behind your thumbnail are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches of the world.
Staggering.
It is an amazing, amazing number. Just too big to possibly comprehend, really. But it was one of those celestial travelers that actually brought the wise men. Now, I used to spend some time knocking around in my academic days as a senior lecturer in the Department for Astrophysics, Astrobiology in the University of Glamorgan. And my colleagues there will tell you that it was probably a supernova which went off at around 4 BC, lit up the sky for about 3 weeks and made it as if it was the day. Or some would argue that it was a planetary conjunction between Mars and Venus and Mercury, which meant they all lined up behind each other. And actually, as they moved through the sky, because stars don't move, as these planets, one behind each other, moved through the sky, then the extra light was bright. For me, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the fact that God in creation placed something there which enabled those visitors from the East to travel. In these cold and dark times, when it's still 4:30, 4:45 in the evening and the street lights are on and the wind is gusting and you're wrapping yourself up nice and warm, it can feel easy to snuggle down inside with a blanket. And, you know, we're grateful for that. But also we know that for our mental health and for our well-being, it's good as well to blow those cobwebs aside and to get outside with the dogs, or just take a short walk round to the local shop instead of driving the car. So even in the midst of winter, when everything is slumbering and sleeping, let's be grateful for God's creation, the stars that shine in the sky, and for the life that's hidden in the dirt beneath us that will soon burst into full bloom.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And in fact, on that theme, Mo Pulford, she's been out enjoying a little bit of sunshine. And of course, the scientists, the sun is a star, our nearest neighbor and the one that gives us the sunlight and the warmth. She's been out with her dogs, as you just mentioned.
It's a Type 3 yellow dwarf star.
There you have it. Denise, appreciating a lovely sunrise after swimming in the ocean as well. And Rebecca Singh out in the Botanical Gardens of Wales, talking about the things beneath us that will soon be in full bloom. Grati-Tuesday is on your side here.
Absolutely. That's
Father
what I
Neil.
like to hear.
And also grateful for central heating on these cold nights. But there is nothing better on a cold, crisp night of going out and looking up at the sky and just thinking about all those stars, and you realise just how small and great we are in equal measure.
Absolutely.
Alive and kicking
this Sunday, yes, with the Reverend Sophie. Last Sunday, the whole world rejoiced, for she had laryngitis and was relegated to the desk, and I was able to take over the show myself. Laughs maniacally. But no, she's back in full voice. And we're looking forward to Sunday morning when we're going to be talking about the calling of the disciples.
The calling of the disciples. Tune in for Sunday morning for that. That's between 8 and 9. And next week, Father Neil, we talked about this before Christmas, on a Thursday morning. So we're going to see either you or Sophie on a Tuesday, and on a Thursday, we get both of you.
Yes, indeed. We are going to be weighing up as moral authorities with Gina and Tom your naughty or nice behavior. For Confessions is coming to Haverfordwest and across Pembrokeshire, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes. So that'll be a week Thursday. We're going to ask you your submissions from this week so you can get them in now. Your little bits where you might be in a moral dilemma. You might have done something. You might have left something. You might have said, I'll be there in a minute, and you were still in bed.
Remember, it's not just those things that you've done that you have to say sorry for, but those things that you should have done and didn't do.
We want the inside scoop. So come over and let us know. You can email them now, studio@puristradio.com. And on a Thursday morning, we will come together as our own little congregation.
We will pick one, a representative one, read it out on air, and then we will go round the four moral authorities, and we will decide whether you're forgiven or whether you're condemned. And if it's a draw, because there's four of us, then you, the listener, have the casting vote.
I cannot wait for this. That's coming a week Thursday next week, and we'll be back. Well, we'll be doing that as well as Grati-Tuesday. So even more reason to be grateful for the Alive and Kicking team. Thank you so much. And going back to your perspective this morning, you've picked a song talking about celestial beings and talking about the sun and the sky and the critters beneath our feet. What song have you got for us?
Take That, Rule the World, which is talks all about stars and is actually the theme from the amazing film Stardust.
It's an excellent film.
It
so
is.
good. Underappreciated, I feel.
I agree with you there.
So good. Stardust, one for you if you're watching this now. It's here to Take That. Thank you so much, Father Neil.
As always, a pleasure.
You lie